Here's something that might change how you think about marketing forever. Google SEO help right now. You'll get over 106 million results, 106 million. And here's the crazy part. I went back to page 40 of those results and still found companies promising to get you on the first page of Google. Think about that. An SEO company on page 40 promising to get you on page 1. The game is broken. And while everyone's fighting for scraps and search results, the real opportunity is sitting right in front of you. It's the thing you scroll through every single day without realizing it's become the most valuable piece of real estate in modern business, your feed. Today, I want to talk about something called filter bubbles. And before you tune out thinking this is some abstract tech concept, let me tell you why this matters to you directly. If you're trying to build an audience, grow a business, or establish yourself as an expert in any field, understanding filter bubbles isn't optional anymore. It's essential. By the end of this video, you'll understand three things. First, why your social media feed has become more valuable than any search engine. Second, how filter bubbles actually work and why they're secretly your biggest opportunity. And third, why the smartest move isn't trying to change minds, but something much simpler that most people completely overlook. Let's get into it. Let me start by explaining what a filter bubble actually is. The term comes from internet activist Eli Pariser. He wrote a book about it before going on to co-found Upworthy, which became the fastest growing website in history. So this guy knows what he's talking about. A filter bubble is the personalized world that algorithms create around you. Every platform tracks your age, gender, location, and most importantly, your behavior. What you click on, what you linger on, what you share, what you ignore. Based on all that data, the algorithm decides what to show you next. And here's where it gets interesting. The result is that you start seeing more and more of what you already agree with. Information that confirms your existing beliefs becomes prevalent. Information that might challenge you, it never even shows up. Pariser put it perfectly. Filter bubbles surround us with ideas we're already familiar with, ideas we already agree with. This makes us overconfident in how we see the world, and at the same time, it removes the prompts that might make us want to learn something new. Now, most people hear this and think it's a problem. And for democracy and informed citizenship, yeah, it probably is. But for building an audience, for establishing expertise, for growing a business, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Think about what's happening here. People have voluntarily sorted themselves into groups based on what they like, what they don't like, and what they believe. They've built their own echo chambers. And inside those chambers, there's not much competition for attention. Here's the key insight that changes everything. Media theorist Marshall McLuhan said something profound. We become what we behold. We shape our tools, and then our tools shape us. Your audience has shaped their feeds. They've selected exactly who and what they want to listen to. They've pre-filtered their world. All you have to do is become one of the sources they select. Now, let me show you why this matters more than SEO ever did. When someone finds you through a search engine, what happens? They land on your page already skeptical. They're comparing you to the other 105 million results. Their first question is, why should I choose you? And honestly, that they probably won't stick around to find out. Search engine visitors are what I call carpenter ants. They show up, grab the specific piece of information they need, and leave. They don't notice the site. They don't remember the author. They definitely don't sign up for your newsletter. It's a need to know mission, and once the need is met, they're gone. But when someone finds you through their feed, through a recommendation from someone they trust, everything changes. When a friend links to something and says, this is interesting, you actually read it. When someone you follow shares a video, you watch it when you would have skipped the same content as an ad. And here's the real magic. When someone gets referred to you, their first question isn't, why should I choose you? It shifts to, how do I start? That's the difference between search traffic and referral traffic. One requires you to prove yourself, the other arrives pre-sold. Referral traffic beats search traffic every single time for quality and commitment. Now let's talk about how to actually get into people's feeds. Most people think marketing is about persuasion. They think it's about convincing someone to do something they wouldn't normally do. Some people call it persuasion. Honestly, it's just a polite word for manipulation. But here's a different approach that actually works. Instead of trying to change minds, what if you just facilitated a process that's already happening? People have already organized themselves into groups based on shared interests, beliefs, and challenges. They're already talking to each other. They're already sharing things. Your job isn't to interrupt that. Your job is to give them something worth sharing, something that enhances their social world, something that elevates their status in their community. There's a concept called curating diffusion. And the idea is this: stop thinking about getting individuals to do stuff, start thinking about helping them get each other to do stuff. Read that again. Your job is less about getting people to act and more about helping them get each other to act. This is huge because when you understand this, you stop creating content for individuals and start creating content for communities. Let me give you a practical example. Say you're a fitness coach. The old approach is to create content that convinces someone to work out. You're trying to change their behavior. The new approach: create content that someone who already works out would want to share with on their friends, content that makes them look knowledgeable, content that strengthens their position in their fitness community. See the difference? You're not changing minds. You're giving ammunition to people who already agree with you. Now, let's talk about why information actually gets shared. Because if you understand this, you can reverse engineer virality. There are three main reasons people share content. First, it's entertaining, it's funny or nice to watch. But here's the thing: unless you're selling something cheap and emotional, entertainment alone doesn't help you much. Second, the person sharing wants to become part of a group or strengthen their position within one. This is about belonging, about identity. Third, and this is the most powerful one, the person is using the content to selectively represent themselves. They're showing their feed who they are or who they want to be seen as. That second and third reason, that's where the real opportunity lives. People share content that makes them look good, that makes them look smart, informed, compassionate, ahead of the curve. Whatever identity they're cultivating, they share content that supports it. So stop asking, is this content good? Start asking, does sharing this content make my audience look good? Here's something else that's changed dramatically. For the first time in history, an individual has the same opportunity to capture attention as a giant corporation. Think about that. Everybody in the same geographic area sees the same billboard, the same TV commercial. Big companies had a massive advantage, but no two people see the same feed. The playing field is level now. Your content and their content compete on equal footing. The algorithm doesn't care about your budget, it cares about engagement. And here's a secret the big companies are struggling with: professional accounts don't dominate feeds, people follow people. Large organizations are being forced to establish representative personalities because faceless brands don't connect. You, as an individual, have a natural advantage here. One more thing before we wrap up: feeds are becoming reverse search engines. Think about how search works. You have a question, you type it in, you get answers. Feeds work backwards. They show you what you want to see before you even think to ask. They anticipate your interests. They surface relevant content proactively. This is why the feed is turning into the most important marketing tool that exists. Those who master it become the go to sources for their community. Miss it, and you get pushed aside, not just from people's minds, but from their wallets. Let me bring this all together. Filter bubbles mean your audience has already sorted themselves into groups. They've built echo chambers, and inside those chambers, there's room for you. Referral traffic beats search traffic because people arrive pre sold, not skeptical. Your job isn't to change minds, it's to give ammunition to people who already agree with you. Help them share, help them look good, help them get each other to act. And remember, the feed is becoming a reverse search engine. It shows people what they want before they ask. Getting into that feed is how you win. Content used to be king. Now positioning is king. Package your ideas for the communities that already want them. If this changed how you think about building an audience, you're going to want to see what's coming next on this channel. We're going deep on the psychology of sharing, community building, and becoming the go-to expert in your space. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And drop a comment telling me this: what community are you trying to reach? I read every comment, and I'd love to hear what you're working on. I'll see you in the next one.